Reverend Dr. Gilberto Rosado for Traffic Multiplex. In this program today, we're going to talk about book selling, book writing, and selling books. Okay, and there's a lot of you, even if you're into internet business, you're an internet marketer, you're doing anything that you're offering products or services to others online, especially if you're in the internet marketing niche, or and even and equally or more so when you're in any other niche. If you have a website that you're really serious about, you see, because all of this depends on your level of seriousness. Are you serious in business? As I've always said, you need to get serious in business, not because you hear me say it and you say, "Oh, I must need to do that to make some money." No, you need to do that if you have a serious business. If you're still not knowing who you are, what you're doing, what you're passionate about, then you're wasting time. You really are wasting time and life. It's a sad thing, and again, you need to know what you're doing, because even when the passion, you will not waste time, but you're spending time. Same thing as the person wasting time. There's no difference between the person wasting time and the person that's passionate about what they're doing. So don't think that being passionate is going to make you get success earlier than a person who doesn't know what they're doing, because it's the same thing. One is wasting time. The other is actually using their time effectively. The difference is simply that in the end result, the person who is passionate and understands their passion and is doing their passion will achieve success. The one that doesn't know what they're doing rarely so. See, the ones who become successful and they didn't know what they were doing all along, they fell into success. It came by, some of them by accident. They just, boom, it happened. They did, out of ignorance, they did this and they put this with that and they tried this and that, and the combination, and I guess all the time they wasted, it made things click. And then once they clicked it, then they started to roll with that. So that happens too. I mean, it's the realm of possibility. But that doesn't mean that they did it the right way. Okay. So again, the one that does it better and doesn't have to suffer all the way through, at least they can enjoy life as they go along, is the one that's following their passion and really focus on their passion, and focusing their internet marketing efforts based on their passion. Okay, so it makes it easier to go through. The one who doesn't know what they're doing, it's just harder for you, really suffering and stressful, and you're going through a lot of things. And a lot of time you could have been successful in one of the two venues you tried, but since the passion's not there, you couldn't make a success out of that. So, there were many times you could have been successful already. It's just you didn't go through, you didn't follow through. And most people could be, even with the first thing they tried. It's like, listen, anything you do in internet marketing works. The question is, are you going to make it work for you? And that really determines if you're passionate about it or not, because having the passion will make you stick with it. Number one, and really one of the main reasons people become successful, because they stick to something, they stick with it. See? But when there's no passion, you don't have the stick-to-itness needed to be successful. So you keep looking for shiny objects. And keep looking because you're thinking that the shiny object is what's going to bring you success. It isn't. It's when you decide to mature and get serious and stick to something. or as I like to say, shtick to something, because you need one. You need it. Okay, so let's go into this book. So your efforts then, if you're doing a blog, you're doing websites based on your passion or passions, then you're writing. You listen. You're writing a book. By the time you go through a year or two or more in your blogging, you've written a book. Writing books gives you credibility. The people who see that you have this book, you have that book, and the more books you have, the more credible you become, especially if they're all within a niche. If they're all, let's say, in the niche of psychology, right? So you have some psychology books and things of that nature. And oh my goodness, you have a blog and there's information there. You review news and that, blah, blah, blah. You see, you become an expert, an authority in your niche. And you can really do a lot of things. If you know psychology, if you are into psychology and you work, if that's where your expertise is, then that's really what you need to be producing, because in reality you can be carving yourself out a nice market segment online, and there's a lot of things you can do within your industry, within your niche, that the catapult from that blogging base. I mean, there's courses that you can offer. There are seminars that you can offer, workshops, both online and in real life, in the real world. People can book you for speaking engagements, right? You can do a lot of guest blogging, and that brings in more traffic to your site. So everything starts working off that. You can really create a big business, what we call businesses. But really, your practice, if you're a professional, licensed, credentialed professional in whatever field you are, then you're building your practice, you're building your consultancy, whatever have you. You're growing what it is that you're doing through the use of the internet and through internet marketing. So if you are not so known as an expert, but you have a passion for something, you can develop very similar type of things according to your degree of expertise. But you have to do things the right way. Quality content. Look at my other videos. Quality content. Because you fill in the gaps, the glue between all those things that you're referencing and bringing in. That glue thing, that's the stuff right there. And then, of course, writing the books, putting those things together, and writing the books. Right now, as I'm speaking, my cell phone is recording what I'm saying in terms of transcribing it, converting it into text. So while I'm speaking now, I'm creating this video. I could be creating a course. I could be just talking and making videos, so I can cut it later and use it in different ways. Use it in a product that has video plus the text. Plus I got text. I can have my PDF. I can have a book. See, all of these things are happening at the same time. And I'm doing it with throwing one stone and killing two or three birds at the same time. Again, so this is absolutely what you need to be doing. And then writing a book is essential for anyone who needs authority and credibility within their niche. Again, you're working at your passion. You're working at where your expertise is or leans toward. You really need to be going there. Right? And I'll tell you something else. I run an online school, and it's a real offline school through the church, but we're developing online as well. We're trying to get this into a regional accreditation as a college and then university. We're going through the preliminary processes now, and so these are things that you need to do. I was saying that when you start creating and do researching, because you got to do research to produce your material to start talking about it, you're actually doing coursework. You can complete degrees through the writings that you do, through the courses that you make. So if you're in internet marketing and you're not completing your degree, whatever degree you're missing, even high school, you haven't had your high school degree, you can get your stuff. You need to, as you're doing this, what's going to help you succeed even more is completing the degree. Especially if you haven't finished high school, you need to do that. And there's no reason why you're trying to do internet marketing and you're not completing your degrees. You can do that at the same time you're promoting your products and doing things. You can create stuff, and you can exchange your learning, the things you research in order to create your products and whatnot. You can also submit that for review in exchange for coursework credit. Plus, you got two options. You can that's called credit by portfolio. Credit by portfolio, and then also, and the portfolio would include a book. If you wrote a book, so you wrote the book, then you simply explain what you did, the research you did. You give the references, talk about it, and show that you have understanding of the subject matter. It's really all you need to show. You show that it's a credit by portfolio engagement that you have with the university or the college. You'll get credit. They will assign you some credit for that. It's like taking a course. It's one less course. These courses cost $1,500 plus. So it's one less course that you have to pay for. Well, some community colleges, I think it's like $500. But still, hey, listen, $500, huh? So that's another way to make money, plus advance yourself towards your degree. At Arithmetic University, by the way, I put this interjection, we have a portfolio help for you. What you do is you sign up for that class. And what we do in the class is that we take you from where you're at and we move you up to the next level. We'll do a little portfolio assessment. You prepare. We teach you how to do that. And you prepare your portfolio. You put it together. And then we help you, enhance it and make it better. And then you're ready to go. Once you accumulate, we take you course by course. And it's easy going. It's no pressure or anything. It's just accumulating what you have, putting it together. And we say, you need to add this and this and that, and just doing that as you go along. And all along, while we're helping you develop your, your completed portfolio, you can be making products and making money off what you're doing. I mean, so it doesn't stop you. It actually helps you to produce the things you're trying to do. Okay, so look at that. If you don't have your degrees, go towards it. Again, you can do this by credit by portfolio, and the other thing is credit by examination, CBE, and the other one CBP. In some universities, some of them refer to it LE, which is life experience, also, right? So you either have life experience credit by portfolio, or you have credit by examination. So that means since you did the research, you should be able to answer questions. You know the important people that contributed to the field and to this knowledge. You have dates, names and places, and the history, the development, and then you have information that you have researched and that you're talking, and you're able to talk about it with using terms and the proper terms within that field of knowledge. So these are the things that they're looking for, and so these are the things that you can do while you're continuing to do internet marketing. So it does not really interfere. You're doing it at the same time. Like I'm doing my thing at the same time. I'm talking and the cell phone is writing for me. And all I have to do is later go and sit and do some editing, some correction, and do some research as I go along. So you know what, I need some references here. I need something to give it more strength what I'm talking about here, and I'll go back to the books I already researched or do some more research. So that's all you have to do. It's just as simple as that, and it makes a better quality book. If you do a PDF, all this stuff can be made into books. So I think that's a smart thing to do. Okay, but also even smarter than that, even smarter. Do that. Complete your portfolio if you're interested in getting your degrees and qualifying to have something to present when you finally decide, you know what, I'm going to get my degree after all these years, whatever. Go to Arithmetic University and look for that course that helps you along the way. It's really easy. It just goes according to your pace. It's very slow, very purposeful, depending on how quickly you want to go. Then that's the way it is. And then Arithmetic University doesn't give you the credit. Okay, all we're offering you is the portfolio assistance in getting started and getting these things done, and then and helping you so that it's prepared. So then you can go to the university of your choice, or college of your choice, and apply there for any one of the three options. They have to offer those options, so you might want to look at that, see which colleges will take what I'm telling you that some do, and then make sure that at least that the degree that you want to get from XYZ college or university, can be granted to you based on these portfolio, credit by portfolio, or life experience, and or credit by examination. And in all these cases, you may have to take a course or two. That you should expect, because you know what, the college wants to make money. That's what they're there for, right? So they want to make sure they make some money off for giving you a degree. So at least you take the college. I'm sure they have some type of orientation. They'll have some type of portfolio orientation as well. And they'll probably ask you to take 2 or 3 courses in that major before, and altogether it will equal your degree criteria. And frankly, they'll do, even though you do enough work and you know enough to get the degree right off the bat, they still won't give it all to you. They have their policies on that. They'll probably say they have to take at least a minimum of 3 classes. Another one say at least 1 class, whatever their standard is. And I even think there are some universities or colleges, universities more than colleges, that you need to be at the school at least 1 year, or at least under their supervision for 1 year before they grant your degree. Whatever. But in either case, I think it's worth it. There's colleges you don't need to ever show up, and they'll give you all the credits, even if it means that the next day they give you the degree, period. You don't have to attend any class or pay for anything except for the degree, the cost of them preparing the degree for you, and the paperwork and the transcripts and all of that. I think it's perfectly worth it. And at the same time, you're making money. Okay, let's get to the book, guys. I leave the main point always to the end of the video. You got to get used to me. But the book, we're also preparing. Let me tell you what you want to hear, because what you want to hear is, what do I need to do to write books? You may be an author, and most of these offers. There's an offer that came in this morning from a company. They're called LifeBridge, and they're looking for Christian titles, Christian titles, and there's publishers like this all over. there are different offers that these publishers have. Some of them, not even a handful, a fingerful, one or two, will give you a advance based on the manuscript that you submit. But most of them will not give you squat. Most of them will then send you into their self-publishing department, which basically means you pay them to publish your book. They usually have some sort of distribution network. It's never, distribution is not sales, mind you. So remember, understand these things. But basically, most of your book submitting opportunities or options, they will not provide sales for you. And really, the author, you as the author, you really need to sell and market yourself. And most of you who do the Create Space, the Amazon Create Space or Kindle on Amazon, there's Lulu as well, and there's another one that's well known. There are very big physical book publishers. The name escapes me, and some other video I'll do. I'll do a video specifically on the book publishing thing and get that for you. Well, and in any case, all of these options, even the Amazon one, it doesn't mean you'll sell. Even Kindle, it doesn't mean you'll sell. Just because it's on Amazon does not guarantee sales. So you have to understand that. Your book has to generate traffic, your title, all of that. There's even recommendations that you should title your book according to keyword searches. You can look at what's trending. You can look at the things that people are looking at buying. You can see what's selling in terms of book titles on Amazon, so that you can then compete for that market. There's people looking for those types of titles on Amazon, on Kindle, all of those things. So you can do it that way, or just simply, hey, listen, simply do your passion, you know. So how do you follow your passion, which will help you with your blogging and all the things you're doing, even your career, and make money at it? And again, I got the two ways for you. And I've heard them before, and I'll tell it again. It's traffic multiplex. While you are developing your book, while you're putting it together, the strategy here is for you to join traffic multiplex. Now, you should go and get the job offer, which is an income, a guaranteed income stream after 5 to 6 months of training that we provide you in using the traffic multiplex system. And what that does for you is you don't have to wait for your book to sell to receive an income stream. It's almost like receiving a royalty check every month, and your book isn't published yet. And would that help you? The simple question is, would that help you? That's all you have to answer that, and act accordingly. What you're doing during the training program is that you're building, and I'll put up the links for you, you're building a network. Almost, you have to look at it as an affiliate network for your book. And you're building up that network that you can release portions of your book for people to comment on through the network. And you see the offers, the last one down on the list, you see that offer, classicforum.com, 50K job 5D. Okay, you can submit just little excerpts of the book you're working on and a little explanation of what you're doing in the book that you're preparing to go to publish, and you can develop a team that's going to start talking about that book before it's even published and start getting the buzz out there. That's invaluable. There are people already talking about your book. It's not even published yet. You haven't even finished writing about it. And you can keep that going for a while. Can you imagine, starting out with Traffic Multiplex with the job program and start talking about your book already, and 5 months and 6 months later, you know how much every day the network out there talking, getting that buzz and about your book, and you releasing a certain graphics, and that goes viral in Pinterest, and it's talking about that book. And on top of that, you have I always recommend a development blog. And whenever you're doing something that's in the process of happening, of construction, you should have a development blog. This applies to any niche, any software, app creators, any type of internet marketing launch, a product launch, anything. Even if you're a big multinational company with your R&D is working on some projects, you can put out the non-secret stuff. You can say, these are the things we're working on, and development, and so and so. Harold over there spilled some coffee. We had to do the experiment all over again. We all were laughing here in the office. Whatever doesn't cause any what you call negative perspective of what your company, but also attracts interaction and interest from other people, and potential buyers later on, your marketplace later on. You should always have that, because now, let's say when you're building, you're still writing your book, finishing touches, you have already people talking about, I can't wait for this book to come out. It sounds so great. It's interesting. And you can through all these, now you have all your team members in Traffic Multiplex spreading the word, and they're creating a lot of buzz. And there's a lot of questions, people coming in and answering, people interested in your book. So, how are you approaching, or what's your perspective that you're dealing with XYZ, and then you can go, because you'll interact with all of this while you're writing the book. You have all this type of interaction going on. And these are people ready to buy. They'll be looking out for when it comes out. And then when you release, you'll be having all your team letting everyone know it's the launch dates are you can have pre-orders, pre-sales, pre-launch sales, pre-publishing sales, like they do with the software. These guys start selling that software, 6 months to a year before it gets released. And you can give a special bonus, special gifts, signed copies to those who buy now. You can put it on Patreon. You can have your Kickstarter. That's a lot of stuff that you can do. But you need the traffic. You can't just go to the Patreon and Kickstarter and put a GoFundMe and expect things to happen. You don't have a base. Traffic Multiplex is the base. Helps you develop a base for whatever you're doing. And develop that buzz and the virality of your posts and your offers and the development blog and all of that. I think that leveraging with Traffic Multiplex is a really bright thing. Now, if you have a development blog, or you haven't done one, that gave you an idea, think about putting it on community-based hosting. As you saw, community-based hosting is one of those things that we was on that list. I'll show that list again. It's one of the options in the middle: manage web hosting, security, targeted traffic engine, and that's available at community-based hosting. Now, the benefit of putting it up on community-based hosting, of course, is that is an instant way of getting into the Traffic Multiplex system. So really, you can kill two birds with one stone. All you have to do is host your blog with us, the development blog. You might as well bring your whole blog in. You're going to get traffic and get more people into your, visiting your site and all that. You might as well bring the whole thing in. But if that's something you don't want to do, you can't, at least put up the development blog for your projects. Put that up on Traffic Multiplex. I'm sorry, on community-based hosting, because the community-based hosting, all the websites on there are promoted through Traffic Multiplex. So you're automatically in the program by hosting your sites on community-based hosting. And what that does is that automatically your book development or your project development, whatever thing you're doing, is automatically being promoted at the same time. And you're in the system, so you'll have access to a Traffic Multiplex account. And so you're participating. You don't have to get a separate traffic module from trafficsender.us, for example, which is the option for anyone who doesn't want to do any of that, but would want to leverage on Traffic Multiplex and get interest into their books they're already published or whatnot. You want to move these things and get some interest going there. So then you do the trafficsender.us. Look at the videos on there, because that'll show you how it works. Again, you have to wait 5 or 6 months to start really seeing some great traffic and some sales happening. You'll have to develop, but that's the best traffic, because once that happens, you'll have a consistent sales going on, consistent visiting happening with your products or services, and in this case, the books that you have. Okay. So that was the best way for you guys to develop your book and to prepare things so that when the book is released, you have already sales made. You have a lot of buzz happening. You can do a lot of things. I mean, I just go throw out an idea. You have your team also receive your book. They receive the book. They get the signed copy. They get the bonus, whatever it is. And then they can go on, and I'm just giving you an idea, make videos. He showed you their videos of them showing the book, the bonus they got and all that. You say, I don't know if you guys will get the bonus, but the book is fantastic. And let me tell you about the book. The book is, and they can go on, and you can have an army of people, different people, races, creeds. I mean, it wouldn't be amazing, people just bumping into these testimonials and book reviews online. That's all over the place. Facebook and Instagram and just a massive production. Who does that for you? I don't even think Amazon does that for you. So that is, listen, when you're doing self-publishing, you're making your own product, and you really need a sales force. Traffic Multiplex helps you develop that sales force. It's as simple as that. You might as well use the time that you're developing your project, that you're writing your book, and you might as well start building up your sales starting immediately. Okay, and I gave you a lot of ideas when you're in the training, within the training program, and I would do the job offer, 15 minutes. So I'm going to take you 50 minutes, and it teaches you how exactly to use the Traffic Multiplex system. Plus, you get a chance to get income. So it doesn't matter how your book does. But I really doubt. Listen, if you got a whole big sales team working for you, I doubt that you're going to have a problem with sales. It's just that everyone else and their uncle right now has sales issues with the books they have. It's simple. Except if you're Hillary Clinton, of course. All right. So I hope this advice has helped you. And one little news items that we are preparing a system like Traffic Multiplex, but dedicated only to authors and blog writers, creators, artistic and technical creators for software and all that. We're going to have a separate system to help you write your book, to help you create the things that you're trying to create. It's going to be crazy, I'm going to tell you right now. So that'll be a good thing, especially for you guys who have this. That system will help everyone. Will the expert book writer. It will help you in the ways that you need help. Whatever it is you would enjoy having some input. So that you, and obviously build sales. So that's a way for you to have assistance with book titles and the different aspects you have to take care of. And maybe it would be a good thing or advantageous for what you're doing to have input from others. So that's perfect for you. But especially, the ones who are really going to get advantage out of this are people that have ideas. You got concepts. You have more concepts and ideas than you have time. And this is perfect for you, because what's going to happen is that those projects that you really don't have the time to sit down and write it through and explore, and you can put it through the system. What's going to happen is that the system and a whole lot of people are going to provide input, and they're going to help you finish those book titles and realize them, in fact. So I have a wonderful program that's getting ready, and this is also will be a separate a separate one, or a division of it would be for any type of task, any type of project that involves writing, and that therefore includes software, includes writing software and apps, anything that includes coding, anything that somebody has to type in some code and make things, do things, to writing books, PDFs and whatnot, ebooks and real books, novels, any type of book, technical books, college books, textbooks, anything, as long as it needs somebody to sit down at a keyboard and type things in, that is the things that we'll be helping create through this new system that'll be launching soon. So I want you guys to keep watching these videos, but that's going to be absolutely amazing. And we're going to have an affiliate program with that, so that you guys that can get some good targeted traffic in the book author and software creator type and developer type of communities. This will be something really for you to really gang up on, and it'll be first released to those who are in our job program. So basically, and I may make it exclusive to them, because I don't see any point in giving anyone an opportunity at this wonderful project who's not thinking enough to be trying to get the $50,000 a year job. It's really ridiculous. So I don't see any value in anyone who's really not trying to get income online. What are you doing? What are you going to do? So at minimum, I'm really leaning towards that, because I absolutely. So if you are interested in being part of that, go to Classiforum and get on board as a trainee, and get that income, a guaranteed income for a year, based on your performance during the 5 to 6 month program of training. And you need to do that, and all those that are in that program most definitely will be in on this new thing that we're developing, and maybe the only ones who I allow into the program. Okay? So, you know what's happening now.